Elijah's changed over the years. He's given up.
We keep him heavily sedated.
But there is a reason for that.
He's too smart for them.
You won't be lonely anymore. You have 2 new friends.
Okay, so it's taken 19 years for this trilogy to be finished. You had Unbreakable in the year 2000, you had Split in 2016, and now you got Glass in 2019. So this film, this conclusion to the trilogy, it starts off well. You got the first like 15-20 minutes focusing on Bruce Willis's character, David. It's basically those first like 15-20 minutes, it's like you're just catching up pretty much where you left him like 19 years ago. You find out what he's been up to for the last 19 years, that he's working with his son, and the first 15-20 minutes, they're really good. I really like these. It was great. It was going really well. And then, without revealing how, you find the 3 characters. You've got David, and you've got James McAvoy's character and Samuel L. Jackson's character. They all wind up in a psychiatric hospital in Philadelphia. And it's from this point where things started to drag for me. Well, it's really good to see these 3 really good actors performing so well, and all the exposition that's given, it's all essential for the twists that are coming later. On the lead up to the finale, it has you hoping it's going to be some kind of intense climatic conclusion, but it's really not like that when you get there. Instead, the final showdown, it felt a bit silly in places. Not the fighting between the characters, but some of the lines they said. It was a bit cringy. It just felt like it'd just been put in there because it had to be put in there. And then one of M. Night Shyamalan's classic twists arrive, and it's quite a good twist, and then it all slows up again until there's another twist, and then another one after that. By the end, though, I didn't leave the cinema thinking, that was great. I didn't feel like that at all. Instead, I just felt it was like a mediocre film with a really, really promising start. I'm not a hardcore fan of M. Night, but I do like a few of his movies. I really like, what's it called? Sixth Sense, I really like that one. I did like Unbreakable. But what I mostly like about him is that he's one of these old school filmmakers who seems to focus more on story than the evolution of CGI. And it's nice to see a movie that wasn't so dependent on CGI. And with so many superhero movies out at the moment, the release date for this movie was perfect because it it analyzes the creation of comic books, which is great as we see these figures regularly just up on our screens all the time. There was a lot of people in to see this movie, but apparently most people in the Odeon today were going to see Stan and Ollie, which came out last week. So it was interesting that people were still going to see Stan and Ollie instead of going to see a new release like Glass. Now, I recently saw an interview with Sam Jackson and James McAvoy, right? And they both stated, both of them, right? They both said you don't need to go and see Unbreakable and Split before seeing Glass. But the truth is, you do. There's too many references and there's too many actions that link to Unbreakable and Split, and you're not going to understand these unless you've seen the first 2. I can just imagine it being like the time when I went to see Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey before I saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where I had no idea what was going on when they were playing that time game. So that's the only thing I recommend. If you're going to see this film, go and see Unbreakable with these 2, followed by Split with that fella.
Now, who'd like a PB and J sandwich?
We are not meant to have this much power.
Finally, all of us together for the world to see what we are capable of.
You need to get out of here.
What have you done, Elijah?